right, welcome everyone to the 2024 reorg meeting. We are going to start with the pledge. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Trustee Valentine? Here. Trustee McNow?
Here.
Trustee Clemens?
Here.
Trustee Cupper? Here. Trustee Clemenson?
Here.
Okay. Next, we will swear in our interim superintendent of schools. Would you like to go to the podium to do it? Your script is there. If you would raise your right hand and read your oath, please.
I, Carl Albano, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of interim superintendent of the Haldane Central School District according to the best of my ability.
All right, there we go. Nice. Carl.
I, Megan Shields, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the Office of District Clerk of the Haldane Central School District according to the best of my ability.
Thank you.
Okay. Next, we will swear in our re-elected and newly elected trustees. So Maggie, if you would like to renew your oath. And raise your right hand. Thank you.
I, Maggie Valentine, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of the Haldane Board of Education trustee according to the best of my ability.
Thank you. This is all very positive. Very positive.
I, Michelle Cupper, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Haldane Board of Education trustee according to the best of my ability.
Thank you, Michelle. Look at this huge crowd. Joey's here.
Don't get used to it.
So welcome back, Maggie, and welcome, Michelle. Thank you. Next, we will move on to the election of officers of the Board of Education. May I have a nomination for the election of the President of the Board of Education?
I will nominate happily and gladly Dr. Peggy Clements, who I think has done an extraordinary job for the past year, as well as serving wonderfully as Vice President the year before. I think we've all benefited under Peggy's leadership, and will continue to do so should we elect her to the office.
May I have a second?
Second.
Is there any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay.
Thanks, Peggy.
Congratulations,
Thank you, Peggy.
Peggy, if you would like to read your oath.
Oh, yes, sorry. Put it away and now I have to bring it up. Okay. I, Margaret Clements, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Haldane Board of Education President according to the best of my ability.
Okay, thank you. May I have a nomination for the election of a vice president?
So I'll nominate Maggie Valentine. I really appreciated working with Maggie last year. I really appreciate the level of enthusiasm that Maggie brings to the work and her commitment to her role. So I nominate Maggie.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Maggie, would you like to take another oath?
I, Maggie Valentine, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Haldane Board of Education Vice President according to the best of my ability. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
you.
Now we don't have.
So now we're at the area of comments from school board president. I am going to note I am having trouble hearing people, which is one of the reasons why in a moment I'm going to hand over running the meeting to Maggie. So when people are talking, just be careful to speak loudly and in whatever microphone you have. So I won't be running the meeting in a second, but it's helpful to hear what's going on. So and I know it's a challenge. So actually, I just want to start our meeting off with some brief welcomes and thank yous. Welcome once again. I think we've welcomed Carl a few times when I welcomed Mr. Albano, who knew he was coming into a busy year and really hit the ground running, knew he needed to do that and has done so. A super enthusiastic welcome to our newest board member, Michelle Cupper, for embracing this new way of serving our community. I've had the opportunity to have a few great conversations, Michelle, as she was first thinking about running, and then as part of her sort of orientation and onboarding process. They're very thought-provoking and really beneficial to me, and I think Michelle's going to be a great board member, and I really look forward to having more conversations with her. A very big thank you to Megan Shields, who along with Mr. Albano have worked to accommodate what's been an unexpected and extended time away from me so I could be in Texas to help take care of my family. And also to Catherine Platt, who I know has also really helped to keep things going and also and helping Mr. Albano get up and running. Big thank you to the board for your continued support and belief that I'm the person to be president this year. I'm very flattered. And a giant thank you to Maggie, first for serving as vice president again, but also for agreeing to run this meeting in my absence so that it will go more smoothly since I have to be away. So any welcome to everyone to the 24-25 school year. So here we go. Thank you.
Thanks, Peggy. So now we've come to the part where each year we hold a public hearing to provide an opportunity for members of the board or any members of the community to ask questions or make comments about the proposed changes to our district's code of conduct. So I'd like to open the public hearing now. Invite anyone who would like to speak about the code of conduct to do so. So if anyone has any questions, either from the board first or from the audience. All right. So then I close the public hearing. Peggy, anything before I close it?
Sorry. I have a little
yes,
something. Sorry. Again, I can't hear super well. No, I just want to thank the committee for their continued effort to keep the code of conduct really sort of up and running, and even going through and fixing small things, making sure we've got pronouns in there right, just paying careful attention to what policies have changed. It's such an important document, and so a big thank you to the Code of Conduct Committee.
Great. And now we'll close the public hearing. And do I have to open it again? Okay, for the extracurricular?
Nope.
Okay. Comments from our interim superintendent?
Sure. Well, this is my fifth day and officially here in Haldane, and I must say I've had a very warm reception from everyone who's here in the summer, starting with Megan, who has arranged meetings for me and given me a tour of the entire district, And the admin team has just been fantastic. I'm starting with individual meetings with each and every administrator. And we're spending about 90 minutes, and I appreciate their time because the summer is busy. But they're giving me an understanding of the history, their role, their responsibilities. In a small district like Haldane, they wear many hats. And for me to understand all of their various roles in addition to their main role is really important. In return, I've offered them whatever supports I can give them this year. I think we all agree that one of our main goals is to really work hard on the capital project and the bond that we are planning to put out in the public for a vote in the fall. Internally, there's a lot of things that I need to understand, and the admin team has been helpful. Nuanced things like, if we're adding STEAM labs, for example, what will those programs look like, and how will they enhance the learning experience for our students? And if we create a new, psychologist and guidance suite, how will that improve, the experience of our students? And I feel now, even though it's only 5 days in, that I really have a deeper understanding, and I thank them. On the facilities side, you may have noticed the facilities team is really hard at work. Adam filled me in that the asbestos removal is of the Maple building is near completion, but there are other renovations that will follow, lighting, floors, but we are on schedule. That is the good news, and that should be completed by August 23rd, where we can move furniture back in and be set up for the teachers' arrival and, of course, the students. Same thing with the field. You could see that it has been torn up, the athletic field. We need to cart away the old field and start that replacement project. It will take about 5 more weeks, but we are on schedule, and the good news is that field should be available for practices on August 19th. So things are moving along. Again, I'm thrilled to be here. Now that I've met all the admin team, Megan is going to start setting up teacher leaders, directors, our representatives from our CSE union, our teachers union, and key community members, and I look forward to those meetings over the next 4 or 5 weeks. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, information reports, they're here for review.
Communication from the
Communication first. Do we have any communication from the public? So I don't have to read the paragraph. Okay. Information reports are here for your review. And this brings us to the minutes from the June 18th Board of Ed meeting. May I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Okay, consent agenda financial. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All right. Was there anything, Carl, that you wanted to make note of in any of the financial?
I'm going to defer to Catherine. Is there anything we should highlight? Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Consent agenda personnel. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
There's a lot here. A lot of these are annual appointments, right, of committee members and other such officer positions. Any of these that we want to highlight, Carl?
No, these are annual appointments, and again, I think this speaks to, you see names repeated, mostly the admin team and how people do take on various responsibilities for the district, so we appreciate that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay,
I skipped saying aye because I couldn't hear it, but aye for me as well. Sorry.
all right. Consent agenda designations. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. There's another set of roles to appoint for our district. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Thanks, Peggy.
Maggie, can we go back a hair?
Yep.
I think we approved someone that's in the audience.
We did.
And just to make note,
This is our personnel. This is our new, one of
Yeah.
our new teachers.
Yep.
Yes.
Science teacher is here with us tonight. So congratulations. You were already appointed.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm glad we got the AC on for you, Kyle. Thank you.
Yes, welcome. All right. So we were at consent agenda authorizations. Did we vote on designations?
We did.
Okay. So consent agenda authorizations. This is where we're authorizing several different administrators to approve a variety of items that have financial implication on the operation of the district. May I have a motion, please?
So moved?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed? Okay. Consent agenda rates of pay and reimbursement. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
There you go.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Unfinished business.
We looked at a version, so I'm sorry to jump
no,
in,
this
but the
is the-
first item is to approve our meeting schedule for the new year. We looked at a draft of this a couple meetings ago. We have made a couple changes, and most of them are related to deadlines that we will need to meet leading up to the referendum. So I think the primary adjustments were the August meeting, moving that to the 27th, the September meeting, moving that to the 3rd. And there is a special meeting for August 20th that should be accomplished probably via Zoom. And that is to set the tax rolls.
Yeah, great.
Those were the primary
Yeah,
changes.
I remember that.
All right, new business.
Hold on.
Oh.
Do you want me to read we gotta approve this one.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the interim superintendent of schools, the Board of Education hereby approves the following changes to the dates for their meetings. The August 20 meeting moved to August 27th to accommodate hiring needs. The February 18th meeting moved to February 25th due to winter recess. And April 15 moved to April 22nd due to spring recess.
All in favor?
Motion? I need a motion.
May I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you.
Any opposed? Okay.
Okay.
New business. CSE, CPSE recommendations. Megan?
Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the interim superintendent of schools, the Board of Education hereby approves the recommendation of the Committee on Preschool Special Education and the Committee on Special Education as presented below.
May I have a motion?
So moved.
Seconded.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. This is the approval of the Haldane School District Code of Conduct for the upcoming school year.
Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the interim superintendent of schools, the Board of Education hereby approves the Haldane School District Code of Conduct for 2024-2025 as presented.
May I have a motion?
So moved?
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
This should be called the former trustee Margaret Parr Official Extracurricular Code of Conduct. I just want to put that in the record.
Okay.
Okay. And now we're doing the approval of Haldane School District Extracurricular Code of Conduct for the upcoming school year.
Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the interim superintendent of schools, the Board of Education hereby approves the Haldane School District Code of Conduct, Extracurricular Code of Conduct for 24-25 as presented.
May I have a motion?
So moved?
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. All right. Okay, so this is the notice of intent to serve as lead agency under the State Environmental Quality Review Act and its implementing regulations. This is SECRA. So this is the environmental review, impact review of our upcoming
So this
campus
is the
master plan.
first of a series of resolutions that we'll need to pass to get ready for the referendum, and I get to read it.
It's a roll call vote, right?
It is a roll call vote.
Oh, you're reading the whole thing?
Oh, I got to read it.
Oh, nice.
Okay?
Get the
Get
popcorn.
comfortable.
Get the popcorn ready.
Whereas the Board of Education of Haldane Central School District is considering a proposed district-wide capital improvement project to include construction, reconstruction, additions, and improvements to the district's buildings, high school, main building, middle elementary school, bus garage, administration building, Mabel Merritt building, and facilities, athletic fields at the main campus, and Perkins Route 90 parcel, the scope of which is listed in Exhibit A attached hereto and made a part of this resolution. And whereas the proposed action requires that an environmental review be conducted in compliance with Article 8 of the New York State Environmental Conservation Law and its implementing regulations at 6 NYCRR Part 617, collectively the State Environmental Quality Review Act. And whereas the board desires to take all actions necessary in connection therewith in order to comply with SECRA, and whereas the board believes that it should be designated as lead agency for the purpose of determining the environmental impact of the proposed action and intends to declare itself as lead agency and conduct a coordinated SECRA review of the proposed action. And whereas the board has considered the proposed action in light of the actions included on the Type 1 list specified in Section 617.4 of the regulations, and in light of the actions included on the Type 2 list specified in Section 617.5 of the regulations, and classifies the proposed action as a Type 1 action. And whereas Part 1 of the full environmental assessment form was prepared by the board's consultants, Passero Associates Engineering Architecture, now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Education of the Haldane Central School District hereby declares, 1, based on the record before it and under the applicable standards of SECRA, the proposed action is classified as a Type 1 action, as that term is defined in the regulations. 2, its intention to designate the Board of Education of the Haldane Central School District as the lead agency for purposes of determining the environmental impacts of the proposed action. And 3, the resolution is dated July 9, 2024, and will take effect immediately, and be it further resolved that the board hereby authorizes its consultants to solicit lead agency status on behalf of the board by expeditiously circulating a copy of this resolution, including exhibits and any other supporting documentation, to potential involved or interested agencies, a copy of which is attached hereto as Exhibit B. The involved agencies will be given 30 days from the sending of the lead agency notice to consent. The interested agencies will be given notice but will not be required to consent pursuant to the regulations. If after 30 days from the date of circulation of this resolution and the EAF, there is no objection, or the date that involved agencies decline lead agency, whichever is shorter, the board will be deemed lead agency for purposes of the proposed action. And be it further resolved that the board authorizes the interim superintendent to sign the EAF and related documents and agreements on behalf of the district, as well as to authorize any SECRA-related actions. And be it further resolved that the board directs its consultants, CS Arch Engineering, Architects and Construction Management, and Passero, to complete the appropriate forms and documents as required under SECRA in relation to the proposed action for future and further consideration and action by the district. Motion.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved?
Okay, as a roll call vote, President Clements?
Aye.
Vice President Valentine?
Aye.
Trustee Clemenson,
Aye.
Trustee Cupper,
Aye.
Trustee McNow.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Now is our second section for communication from the public. If anyone wanted to pop up and speak. Okay, board reflections.
I just want to welcome Mr. Carl Albano to the Haldane family. Thank you so much these 5 days in for starting your tenure here for the next year, and we look forward to working with you throughout the year and are grateful to have a full team moving forward. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Sean.
I'll be honest, unfortunately, I wasn't able to hear Sean, so if I repeat something Sean just said, you're going to have to excuse me. I want to thank the PTA Differences Committee for their donation for sensory items. And I really think it's important that we call out the donation from Jean Eisler of over $14,000 in memory of her sister, beloved former teacher here who passed away, Lori Eisler, to create an outdoor classroom. Outdoor classroom space is something that's, and just the use of the outdoors is something that's so important to many of the teachers and students and families here, and we're so lucky to have the outdoors to enjoy, and so that's such a really wonderful gift. And then I just also, I like that we've started, it's not always possible, but to the extent that when a teacher can attend the night that they're being appointed, it's really such a nice opportunity for the board to get to meet them and welcome them. And so I just wanted to, since I'm not there in person, I wanted to take this opportunity to welcome Kyle for really such the important, and I think that's the only person that we appointed tonight, I think that's right, for the important role of, I'm going to say home and careers, but I feel like I might not have gotten the role right. Yeah, but such an important position at the school, and so excited to have him, so thank you.
And I'll just sort of second that. I sort of blew through this agenda really quickly, but no, welcome. That's really exciting. And it's so nice to have folks when they're appointed come to our meetings. And I also wanted to, it's exciting. We've talked, I know there's community members that have talked for years about having a dedicated outdoor space for learning. And there's a lot of teachers and a lot of staff that make use of the outdoors sort of ad hoc in wonderful ways before and during the pandemic and after. So this will be exciting to see what comes of this, and we thank the Eisler family for their donation. Anyone else? Okay. That's it, right? Let's see. Any final thoughts?
Just a few, Maggie. I will just add to that. Adam McNeil and I looked at the site where the outdoor classroom will be installed, and the good news is our team will be able to do all of the preliminary work and leveling that area and putting down some mulch. We have the equipment, and we'll do that in-house, so there'll be no extra expense, and then the company will come in and install it. It seems like a high-quality outdoor classroom furniture, mahogany wood, and we do appreciate that donation. Additionally, I thought one other item worth highlighting was, let me just scroll back, OLA Engineering Energy Audit, I think is an important step related to our work with the capital project. Dr. Benante set this up a couple of months back, but we're receiving a NYSERDA grant for the majority of this audit. It's costing the district roughly $24,000, and I even think, Catherine, we had some money that was unused. So in total, a $50,000 thorough audit of our energy use is being done for about $15,000. Now, it will take about 6 months, and we will make sure we come back to the board and give you updates as we learn more, but I think this will be really valuable to inform decisions going forward. So I apologize for not highlighting that earlier, but I thought it was important to mention.
Anything else from the board? All right, I'd like to may I have a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, Maggie.
Aye.